Let me start with an unreserved apology to His Excellency the Executive Governor. First, Abia State was the first state to accept that they were ready for this tour in the Southeast. Even when other states were complaining that we needed to wait, Abia said they were ready and we should come. Let me thank Your Excellency for that level of confidence in yourself and in your state, which enabled you to say, look, we can receive you anytime you want to be here. But we could not come at that time because a number of your colleagues, as you remember, said we should wait. This tour ought to have been in December. And that has delayed the tour by almost more than a month. So you prepared for the first time, you got out adverts, you were waiting for us, and then for no fault of yours, we had to suspend the visitation. Then I was supposed to be here yesterday, and I had fixed my flight to Port Harcourt from at 5 p.m., hoping and believing that we'll be through with the Federal Executive Council before that time. But unfortunately, with all matters beyond individuals' control, yesterday the Federal Executive Council handled quite a number of strategic issues, including the ongoing performance review of federal ministries. And because of this, we were unable to complete the meeting on time. By the time I could finish the media briefing on the outcome of the Federal Executive Council, it was already 6 o'clock. So we missed our flight yesterday, and we had to reschedule for this morning. And I understand that you had elaborate programs waiting for me yesterday, including a dinner. I hope that the Alco and Fandedia are still there. Don't tell me that you are taking them because I'm here to take their ears. So I'm really sorry that I was unable to come on schedule, and therefore His Excellency and people of the state really took quite a lot of time waiting for me, and I was not here. So I sincerely apologize to you, to my brother, the Commissioner, who has been in a state of anxiety for all this period, and to all the sons and daughters of Abia. So finally, I am here, we are here, the tour team is all here, led by no other person than indeed the National President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Malam Mohammed Garba, and who is also the President of West African Journalists Association. So you can see that we have a very strong leadership. Other members of the tour have already been introduced. But let me just say that the National Good Governance Tour is a program that was agreed upon by the federal government, state governments, and other stakeholders. We thought of this tour because for a long time, we have not been discussing development in this country. What we discuss is raw politics, and politics is about development. In every democracy, there are issues. No democracy is free of issues. Some of them positive, some of them negatives. And in every democracy, there are personalities that make news every day. When they cough, the media will run after them. And in our country, we have quite a number of them. We find that if democracy must work, citizens and all of us that God has given the responsibility of leadership at this time must return attention to issues of development. And we decided it was important, given some of the things we read in the papers, some of the things we hear on radio and television, and some in the social media. There is a nationwide cry for our attention to be taken back to development. Every elected government has a contract with the people. That contract is that people have willingly conceded power to you for a specific period of time, which is your tenure, during which you are giving them promises to do certain things for them. That is a contract between the government and the people. And I can tell you that there is no elected government in the world that will not want to do something for its people. Even for the sheer honor of our names, it's important that we must work on development issues and programs and projects that will touch on the lives of people. And I do know for sure that between 1999 and now, yes, Nigerians have been very anxious that certain things didn't work, or certain things have not worked as fast as we expect them to work, which is true. But if you look at the country overall, from what we inherited in 1999 and now, you must admit that this country has moved forward in several ways. Several ways. One of those ways is why we are here today. No military government would have called you together to discuss development, or bring journalists to come and say what they are doing, or enter into a willing contract to open itself up for people to discuss. Only democracy can offer the kind of dispensation that we are now having. The freedom to talk, the freedom to discuss, and then the willingness of governments to open up their program to people to discuss, hear their views is very, very important. I've always made the point that democracy is about people. Democracy is about development. It's not about all the leaders. We are only the torchbearers. The reason why there is a democracy is that we believe when power truly belongs to the people and they concede them to us in elections, then the people remain the leaders. They remain the prime movers of development. Those who remain the prime targets of government programs. And that is why we are here to explain to you, the people who are our leaders in this instance, what we are doing. So this program, which we discussed with all the 36 governors under the auspices of the National Economic Council and the Nigerian Good Governors Forum, was thrashed out, and we agreed on all the issues that this talk, for it to make impact, must be non-partisan. It's not about PDP, it's not about ACN or ABGA or CPC or all the other parties who are too numerous for me to mention here. It is about development, which means when we enter a state, we suspend all our partisan differences and we want to take a look at what has been done. What have our governments done for the people? So we agreed during this tour, therefore, to examine some of the key projects the federal government has undertaken state by state, region by region, and nationally. And more so to discuss the development programs of governors, because state governments are closer to the people and they therefore bear the brunt of the development issues related to every state. Nigeria is a federation, which means that the federating units are the prime engine that move the people and citizens in every state. And therefore we agreed to examine the efforts of chief executives of states in their development efforts, and also local governments. Don't forget that local governments take a substantial chunk of revenue every month from the federation account. We expect that they should deploy those resources to achieve results, particularly at the level of grassroots development. So we will examine all the sectors, from infrastructure sectors such as roads, housing, water supply, to other issues such as education, social development policies, promotion of investment. What have we done in these areas? We will also look at governance. How well have our state governments and local governments and the federal government, how have we conducted the affairs of our people? We'll look at all the social issues related to development. I know it is not easy anywhere. There are challenges. Some of those challenges cut across borders of states. They cut from federal to local governments. We're also here to discuss those challenges. One of the key components of this visit is that we have agreed that it is not going to be talking at the people. That is dictatorship. We want to hear from the people. So in all the places we'll be going, we'll have the opportunity to interview citizens, to also hear how they feel about what we are doing at the 3 tiers of government. In addition to that, before we leave every state, we usually convene a very a forum of citizens called the Citizens Forum, or you can call it a town hall meeting, which invites all people to sit together to discuss development. We present the issues we have seen, the progress we have seen, and we ask people to make comments on them, or to give their own suggestions, or to ask questions on issues that affect their lives on a daily basis. So therefore, this is an opportunity really for the citizens of Nigeria to engage in a national conversation with their governments, from the local government to the federal level. And that is the purpose of this Good Governance Talk, to start a national conversation between the government and the people on issues of development, on issues of people's welfare, on issues of the progress of our various states, and on the issues of the progress and development of our dear country, Nigeria. This is indeed a very beautiful country. It's a great country. You won't believe it. Wherever we go, we see that Nigerians want peace. Nigerians want peace. That is why you will never hear that there's even in Maiduguri, people are not fighting in the market. When they go to market, they buy things, everybody, they share things together. But we need peace across boundaries for this development to take place. We have different challenges, but we must let the people know that we have a duty to develop our country. And what is most required today, more than any other thing, is a peaceful atmosphere under which the people of our country can conduct their businesses and develop the country. Security, peace are very central to development. And let me say that in Abia, we have had quite some challenges in 2010 with the question of criminality and kidnapping, which was almost, raising doubt about the great people of this state who have shown so much industry. You can't go anywhere in the East without mentioning the people of Abia when it comes to commerce and private sector investment. The whole nation is proud of you. We're happy. I tell you, a few months ago, a friend came from Harvard, and she teaches at Harvard. And when she came, she said, look, she sent people to Abia to come and buy Abia jeans. I said, you came from the US, where jeans is where jeans was actually, where it originated.
Yes, of course.
What is wrong with American jeans that you have to come to all the way from Harvard? Not just America, but Harvard. Harvard is the center of. Then she confessed that they discovered that Abia jeans are the best in the world. Yeah. And I must mention this. And I added that, well, it's not only jeans these days. Abia shoes are even overtaking the jeans. Now, if our country will develop, that is where we must go. It's not so much about what governments do. Governments can only do little. Government can only employ very few people. In every country, governments can only employ, even in communist countries. So, not to talk of a highly private sector driven nation like Nigeria. So what is required is how these citizens are supported to do the great job they are doing. So in this state, while we are here, we'll be glad to visit some of those places where they are producing these shoes. We want to speak to citizens. What do they think government can do for them at the national and state level? What can we do to support the private sector? Private initiatives, those traders, those people producing the jeans in Abia and other things. We need to see them, we need to talk to them, and we need to know what we can do for them. That is the difference now in the world. If you can't support private initiative, you are here to start the process of development. And Igbo land, I must confess, is actually in the forefront of a private sector-driven economy of Nigeria. We are proud of you, what you are doing for the country. We are proud of your efforts. We are proud of your industry as a people, as a race. And we are proud of your contribution to our nation's development and its history. We cannot but admit that the era is gone where people will make things in Abia, and because some people feel inferior, you must clean it and write China. No! We want it to be made in Abia, and that trademark will go around the world as a practice. And that is why we are launching the campaign to support Nigerian producers, and want to assure you that the federal government, Mr. President, is fully with you on this. We are emphasizing Nigerian production. We are working hard on that. Mr. President eats rice all from Abakaliki and other places. We don't eat imported oil. We want to see how if this country can patronize local producers, I can assure you that Nigeria will grow in double digits in the decades to come. And I want to thank you for this opportunity and to reassure you that members of the good governance team are here, journalists cut across the country, electronic print media, and now the media that matters most, the social media. Because most people no longer read newspapers. With their BlackBerry, they have read the news around the world. So the social media is also driving this visit. And what we do in Abia will be all over the world instantly as we speak to you. And I want to assure Your Excellency that we are very objective, we are dispassionate, we are not here to run anybody down, but we're also here to say the truth as we see it, so that the nation will move forward. So for the people of Abia State and the people of Igbo lands, please, if your industry is matched with civil order, I can tell you that this region will overtake many places in Asia in no distant future. So that order which Napoleon defined, as the civil code, that we must do things according to law, according to order, and once we accept that, then development will go in leaps and bounds. That is what we need in Igbo land. That is what we need in Nigeria. Peace and order, and doing things the right way. The benefits far more outweigh any cutting of corners. You're already up there. To go higher, you need that environment that is hospitable to everybody, that is peaceful, that is orderly, and that will propel the development of this part of the country and by implication, the development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. God bless you all.
Well spoken, Honorable Minister.
You can agree with me that you cannot ask somebody who is not informed to inform the people.
Our movement. But let me quickly say that we are encouraged not to put our vehicles, private vehicles, and it will be good for the minister to also be part of this legacy. There at the Secretariat, His Excellency Ochendo, our dear Governor, Chief T.A. Orji, has done the first and second buildings in less than 12 months, all completed almost. The minister will witness that. But the third one, the Jack building, the Aspect building, the minister will have the opportunity of having his name in Abia State because he will lay the foundation stone of that construction. And so when he has left office and the plaque is here, they say the foundation stone of this structure was led by Labra Marco. That has domesticated that name forever in Abia State. Yes. And from there, we move into the House of Assembly complex. Our governor is touching every facet of the Abia society, the executive, the judiciary, the legislature. And why is that? It's because foundations have to be laid. And because they were not laid since 21 years, somebody has got to lay the foundation. And this foundation must be laid in all aspects of our society, in all arms of government. So you see what we are doing at the House of Assembly. We'll come out to the Youth Empowerment Women Development Center to emphasize, I repeat, to emphasize that development in Abia State is not about buildings. It's also about human beings. And this government has taken a lot of pains to ensure that our youths, our women, our industrialists, like you have said, the Abia artisans are empowered, are encouraged to continue to show creativity. From there, we move to the BCA, Minister of Justice, Senior Police Quarters, Amokwe Housing Estate, and then go to Mayanot. All the local governments in Abia State are wearing a new look in this administration. We will show you slides. Our brother Obed will show you slides in one of these outings, what the local governments looked like before Ochendo, and what every local government looks like after Ochendo. The difference is clear.
The first thing I have to do as governor is to welcome the Honorable Minister and his entourage to Abia State. The Honorable Minister has spoken very well because this initiative is his initiative that was brought to the National Economic Council and was discussed extensively with input from governors, and governors endorsed this project. I was there on that day, and I also endorsed it. Because of the many advantages that are derivable from this project. And by last year, when the Honorable Minister wanted to come, we were very ready, like he has said. And I have two reasons why we were eager, very eager for the Honorable Minister to come with his entourage. First, is that our state is very secured. That we are on top of the security situation. We have changed Abia from a state that was insecure before now to a state that has 100% security. So that any person who is coming from the minister down the line is assured of his security. He has come safely and he will go safely. And secondly, is that we have empirical evidence on ground for every person to see what we have been doing and how we have been partnering with the federal government. If we hadn't anything on ground, we'll tell the Honorable Minister not to come because we have nothing to show. But here we have many, many things to show. The only thing is time. The only thing is time because of time constraint. The Honorable Minister and his entourage may not be in a position to see all these things. But the little that you will see will convince you that we are touching all facets of life. You see projects of the federal government, because we're good terms with the federal government. You also see projects by the state government, and you see projects by the local government. But Honorable Minister, I want to assure you that there are other things, very intangible things, but very important, which you may not see, but you feel it. One is that we have peace in Abia State. Peace and tranquility, we have it in Abia State. Secondly, is that there's no division here. There is no division here. As Abia State is a member of PDP, PDP is intact in Abia State. The other parties also exist here, but they know how they are existing. So, Honorable Minister, let me welcome you and tell you that our doors are open for you, like you have said about democracy. We know the simple definition of democracy: government of the people, by the people, for the people. The people is the key word here. You have elected us to deliver. So it is for us to galvanize all the things that can make us possible to deliver to you people. And that is what we are doing. We are not here to come and say, my problem is this, my problem is this. We are also elected to solve those problems that will need constraints. And we are open, we are not hiding anything, like the minister has said. We'll do the town hall meeting, people will be free to ask any question that touches on your life. And the government will be in a position to explain to you, because most of you don't know, most of the people don't know what is happening in government, because they are not part and parcel of it, of the policy making body. It is only when they feel the impact that they'll say, government has reached me. So this will be an opportunity for them to ask questions and express their feelings. We are open. The essence of this is not only to praise and praise and praise. We will learn. If we have made mistakes somewhere, this is an opportunity also to learn and correct those mistakes. It will also go a long way to correct impression, the false impression that some people might be having about the federal government, about the state government, about the local government. Because they say seeing is believing. Some people have not come to Abia before. This will be their first time of coming to Abia. But they depend on internet, social media, and what is written on the pages of newspapers. At times, you know, some of these things are not correct. Some are sponsored, some may be correct. But when you see what is on ground, you will be in a position to assess by yourself, convince yourself first, and then you have facts and figures with which you can convince others. That is one of the things that we can derive from this type of project. So I want to thank the federal government and your ministry for initiating this project that at least open the eyes of people. Take you to all the states of the Federation. And after this one, we are prepared to host another one. So let me welcome you to Abia State. Yesterday when we arrived on schedule, we were very much worried. Very worried because we are eager to see you. But evidently we understood your schedule. You attended the Federal Executive Council and you have to brief the world on what you decided, and it was late for you at the end of the briefing to get a flight to Abia or Owerri. But this morning you came to promise and you are here with us, and we're happy that you have safely called. Thank you very much, and thank all those officials that have come with you and every person that has come to this project, to visit this project, and open your minds and see things for yourself and judge. On that note, you're welcome.